Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Genevieve Designs. As you can tell, I'm not sounding normal. I've been sick for days and days now. And sometimes my voice works, sometimes it sounds like this, and sometimes it's worse. But anyway, I've had a rough couple days, and I haven't been able to film. I haven't been able to do much because I've been sick, and now I am actually getting a migraine. I can feel it coming. But anyway, I have been prepping over the past few days for the next page setup in the album that we're currently making, which is let me grab the prototype. The Antique Shop Scrapbook album is what we're currently making, and this is the prototype, and I am going to be giving this away at some point. And there's a flip through of this at the beginning of this playlist for this album, so I will link that playlist up here and down in the description box for you guys, so you can see we're following along pretty closely from this album, so you can see what we're up to. I'm also making the School Days album. We're making it the same way that we're making the Antique Shop album, except we're only using the foundations and none of the decorative edges. So the Antique Shop album, we're using all 3 decorative edges in the Basically Amazing, plus the foundations, and in this one we're just using the foundations. So it's actually been a really cool experiment to show you guys how you can make any album that I make with the Basically Amazing, anything, whatever I'm using, you can make it the same if you just have the foundations, and it looks so cool. And when we're done, I'll do a complete flip through of this, and and of this, like a comparison or something. But I've also changed some things in here. I've added some techniques and things in here. So I'm going to do a whole updated video all by itself after I finish recording this video, so you can see and get caught up, because I've been trying to stay caught up. So, but anyway, so I'll do that next. So that'll be the next video. I'll show you it updated for the School Days, and I'll show you a few techniques that I've added. I will have timestamps down below if you want to go back and reference something or skip ahead or whatever it is that you want to do. Make sure that you leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this album, and make sure you give me a thumbs up too if you're enjoying this album series. And I do apologize about my voice. I'm just I can't seem to feel better. I've been taking medicines, and I've been using honey, some actually ginger and honey ferment. I've been taking spoonfuls of that. So anyway, hopefully this will be over quick. But unfortunately, I don't have the time to wait. So I have everything prepared, almost everything. I'm going to, whoops, I got paper scraps in my plant. Oh, my plant needs some water too. So I'm going to go through and show you everything that I have prepped and ready for today's video. And I think I might just put the pile aside and just bring in one book at a time. So out of the foundations, I have page 54A. I printed this. This is the mat for the main base page. I printed this on cardstock, and I printed the grungy wood matte. My fingernail. I've had a few issues with my hands also the past week. I think I'm falling apart. I turned 50 and next thing you know, I've just been sick and not feeling well. Anyway, so I printed the shades of color. I think it was number 1. The shades of color from the shades of color 2. I printed number 1 color, which is this really pretty green color, and then I printed the matte over top of it, and I cut it out and I inked it up. I think that's, oh no, I got one more thing out of the foundations. I printed page 8B onto white cardstock, and I left one long tab on and took the other 3 tabs off. I scored it and I put tape on it, and I inked both sides. And then the mat for that, one of the mats for that is this is one of the pages from the flip-flop ephemera. So I printed the flip-flop ephemera. It's a full page. I printed that first, and then I printed the mat over top of it. So I cut that out and inked that up. I think though, no, I can just use that as the traceable template. So that's all I have from the foundations. Then from the Basically Amazing Enchanted decorative edge, I have page 10D. I printed the rose background design, and I did a mirror image. So I printed I printed it mirror image. If you don't have the ability to print it mirror image, I wanted the roses background design on this side, not on that side. I wanted it on the back side. But if you don't have the ability to print mirror image, you could mat it with the roses background design. But in order to get that, you would have to print one of the mats for the bigger ones, and then you could trace the mat out of one of those if you wanted to follow me exactly. It's just a little trick if you wanted to. This one is not directional, but this is directional. Does that make sense? So I wanted the bump on the bottom, and if I flipped it to have this the way I wanted it to be, the bump would be in a different spot. I'm not going to use this piece right now, but we are going to use this piece. And then I traced the mat for this piece out of this cardstock. It's got the maroon and then the flower, pretty blue and flowers right there on that side. So that's one. I'm going to set this aside because we're not going to use it right now. Is that it? Yep. So that's the only thing we need out of the Enchanted. Out of the Basically Amazing Charming. I printed page 8B. I printed page 8B with the rose background design on it. Took the top and bottom tab, left the long tab, and I put tape on the opposite side. So this is the background design. I put tape on this side. And then I traced a mat out of the same paper that I traced this mat from. So I traced this mat out on that paper. And I think that's it for the Charming. Yep. And then out of the Graceful Decorative Edge, I printed page 9C. I printed that on just plain cardstock. I just printed the plain. I took the top and bottom tab off, and I put the tape on this side where the decorative edge is on the right. I put the tape on the left there. Then I traced two mats. One's for the front and one's for the back. So this is the same paper from the flip-flop ephemera. I printed the rose matte onto the shades of color 18. So I printed the shades of color 18 first, and then I printed this matte over top. And this one I traced because this is a direction, so I wanted to make sure it went the right way. Okay, so there's that. And then nothing there. And then one more thing, page 13A. I printed this onto white cardstock. And there's two sizes of pockets. So the smaller pocket, I think I did this right. The smaller pocket, I made a pocket, so it's a pocket, a whole pocket. And then I put tape on all three tabs, and then this bigger pocket here, I left the long tab on and took the two short tabs off. I put tape on that side and inked both sides. I don't have the mats ready for that yet because you'll see in a minute. So this is going to be a slow going video because of my voice, but I'll do the best I can. Okay. This was the last video in the playlist. I did the inserts. Did you guys like the inserts? So we're starting on the third fin, the front of the third fin. Okay. I'm going to first attach, this is page 8B, I'm going to attach it to the page first. Remove the tape backing. I need to get a new thing. And I think I'm going to go ahead and mat. Well, no, I'm not going to mat it yet, just because I'll mat everything at the same time and it'll be quicker. Okay, so then the next thing I want to do is, okay, let me just move this out of the way. I can bring that back in a second. Okay, leave all the mats over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this charming decorative edge and I'm going to lay that down first. Then I'm going to take 9C and I'm going to attach it to the 8B. This is the page setup that has all three decorative edges. As flips, if you're wondering. I didn't cut that very good. It's slightly off. It's slightly by a lot, it looks like. That's okay, I'm just going to leave it though. I guess I could trim it. And then I'm going to take page 10D. I'm going to attach it on top of there. Just like that. to take this whole page set up and we're going to attach it into the book. We're going to attach it onto the page, I mean. So this is going to go right here. Maybe it was this page I cut wrong, but the other ones seem fine. It's okay. Someone asked me in a comment about this bottle again. This is a Sugar Bell bottle. I have it linked in the Amazon list for this project. And then I just filled it with Fabri-Tac. This is an old stopper topper that my friend Michelle makes that I had on another bottle. And then this little plastic bit here that I put over top of that tip. It was the protective tip of these tweezers because they're super pointy. Anyway, I just kind of assembled this makeshift situation so that it would not dry out, and it seems to be working. So for the person who asked about that, there you go, that's what that is about. Pretty sure I left her a comment to tell her I would let her know in the next video or in another video. I do apologize, you guys. I know I sound terrible. I know it. Okay. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to mat everything that I have prepped. So I'll probably speed this process up so you don't have to listen to me talk. I wanted to show you really quick another thing that happened over the weekend is I dropped my prototype album. Look at some of the pages. Can you see that? I dropped it and my heart just sank. I didn't drop it. That's the wrong term. I put it on an unstable surface and it fell off of that unstable surface. Anyway, so whoever does end up getting this album, it's going to be definitely unique. Because I really did do a number on it somehow. So anyway, I just saw that corner had pulled away, so I'm trying to fix things as I see them. But yeah, that was it. My heart just sank, you guys. It just sank. Okay, I think that's okay. All right, I got the 3 flips matted and ready to go, and that's really all we did with that. That was the initial inspiration for the whole album, was these. You guys, I had showed you this a long time ago, showing you all the 3 edges together plus the foundations and how beautiful they look together. So that this is actually the inspiration for this album. You guys were like, oh, I want to make an album with all 3 edges, so here we are. So there's this version of that. We're going to be doing a little something with this pocket here. So I'm going to scoot that over and bring in my scoreboard. So we have 2 pieces. We're not going to do anything with this one right now, but we are going to do something with this one. And so I'm going to flip this over. That way it'll be easier. So I took that long tab there and I flipped it under just so I can get the right score. So what I'm going to do is we're going to make a score at 3 5/8. Whoops. Which I probably shouldn't have put that tape on just yet. 3 5/8. Just like that. I don't know if you can see it or not. I can't tell. So I'm going to fold it back on itself like this. You can see I already inked that edge there. I'm going to come back and ink this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some scissors and I'm just going to cut, well actually let's do it like this. I'm going to cut the score away from or out of the tabs, the top and bottom tabs, the score we just made. I'm going to cut that away. This is why I shouldn't have, I shouldn't have put the tape on yet, because we are going to make it into like a little tuck. So we're going to take those little pieces and tuck them underneath to secure this down. So I guess I'll just use glue and I'll leave the tape backing in place. Ink those edges just a little bit. I'm going to clip these so that they stay, so that they glue down. Okay, so now that I know that I did 3 5/8, now I'm going to cut a mat for that. So I have a couple pieces here, but I need to get the mats. I forgot to grab them. I don't guess it really matters. I just need one really. So I'm gonna cut this mat here. I'm gonna cut it at 3 1/8 by 7 1/4. So I'm gonna use this piece here, which is from the 6x8 paper pad. So I'm going to do, what did I say, 3? What did I say? Three 3/8 by 7 1/4. So this piece is going to go there. The next thing I need to make, this mat's not going to go all the way down, it's just going to be on the end. So here's what I'm going to do. Trace it out. You can see it. So then I'm going to come over here on this side and I'm going to make another one getting as close to that cut edge as possible. It's kind of hard to see, but so one of these edges is going to mat the flip part, and then this other edge is going to mat this little part here. So I kind of need to figure out how much I need to trim. So I'm just going to lay it on here and give it my best shot here. I'm going to mark it. And I'm going to cut that little piece away. Hopefully I can see my mark. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright, I'm going to ink these pieces up. Alright, I've got them all inked. So now I think what I'll do is put the pocket together. So I cut this to where they don't overlap. So we're going to put the long tab first because I want to tape it so that the inserts can go all the way in. My tape, and I'm going to tape that tab. Not with that piece. That was a whole bunch of glue. Then I'm going to close up these two sides. I'm going to go ahead and mat it before we attach it onto the book. Okay, so that's what we have so far. So I'm going to come in here and we're going to attach this down to this top page here. Except I'm going to try to make sure that it's even. Okay, it's basically 1.25 inches from the top and 1.25 inches from the bottom. So I just marked it so I know where to stick it down. It doesn't have to be centered. I don't know. It can go up higher or down lower if you want it to. Okay. So I do have an embellishment for here, and it's this. It's one of the die cuts. And it's going to go here, I believe. Before we attach it down, I want to put a paper clip. It's like a little hidden paper clip. And that is so that we can have some inserts in here and they won't fall out. So it'll be on there like that, and then this is going to go over top. I'm wondering if I should center that or if it looks good. Like, I think it looks pretty good. Like, let's leave it like that. But here's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to lay this back on here, and I'm going to put it the way I want it to be, I think. And I'm going to mark just a general idea of where this is going to sit, because I'm going to take foam tape. This is 1/4 inch foam tape. I'm almost positive I got this one at Cherry on Top. So first thing I want to do is I want to put a piece of foam tape on either side of the paper clip. And I'm going to put some glue on here as well, so that the paper clip doesn't move. And I bet you this little piece will fit right in the middle there. I'm going to add just a little bit more to no, that's too much. To kind of lift up the rest of the die cut. Don't have foam tape, you can use chipboard, little tiny pieces of chipboard, and glue it down, or you could stack some cardstock together. Alright, I'm going to ink this really quick. I'm going to take the backing off of this. I'm going to stick this on here where I had marked it. Whoops. Something don't seem right. There we go. I think I had it like this. Good enough. Good enough. So now we've lifted that up on both sides. Let me show you the inserts I have for those two pieces. So one, I have a 4x6. I have two. I'm just going to put one in there, a 4x6 photo mat. I'm going to stick that here. So those are from the Photo Mats Essentials. And I'm just going to stick one in there, but I inked both of them up for some reason, but I'm going to set this one aside. And then this is from the Photo Mats Essentials 2. It's like a bonus sheet, and these three were on the bottom. Well, however they were, I don't remember how it was situated. These are on cardstock, so I cut these 3, inked them up. Both sides, I'll set those aside for something else. And just kind of have them staggered, kind of like this. And these are going to go up under where that paper clip is. So it looks like that. Let me scooch in so you can see. So now they're in there securely, so when we open the page, they're not going to fall out. So it's like a little hidden paper clip to keep those things from falling out. And then there's just the one there, but I don't know if you can see. Can you see inside there? See, there we go. So it lifted it up just a little bit, and I think it's not too much. It's not too much of a dimension, but it does its job. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is I have a special way we're going to mat this, and it's going to be a little tricky. So let me grab the mat for page 8B real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I have the mat for 8B, and then I have the mat for this page right here. So I'm going to make it a continuous piece. So I'm going to start with this page. This is the paper that we're using. And I am going to, I'm pretty sure I started at the bottom. Nope, I started at the top. Okay. So I'm going to line this up. I'm going to flip this upside down. I'm going to line this up right here. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. First thing, I'm going to lay this on here like I'm matting it. And then I'm going to take this mat and I'm going to lay this on here so I can get an idea of where I need to place it. So I'm just going to mark it. It doesn't have to be exact, perfect, but it should help. Alright, let me try again. So I'm going to stick this down here. Trace around. Then I'm going to take this mat. I'm going to put it right where I marked it. Like that. And trace this out. Okay. So I'm going to cut these 2 out. Okay, I have them cut out, inked up, and ready to go. And I've checked, and they do fit. They do fit perfectly. So it's kind of like a continuous design. Well, in the prototype, I did like a fussy cut situation here where I took my craft knife and I went around the edges to make like a tuck. Well, and it's fine. It works just fine. But since I did my prototype, I know that there's going to be an extra sheet left over, and it's this pattern. Let me move these scraps. So I think what I'm going to do is I've already marked it, the bottom of the mat. I think I'm going to cut this image out and just kind of put it on top as the tuck. So I'm just going to, I think I'm going to start right here. So it's just going to go right over top like this. And we're going to glue it down in 2 spots, and then this will be the tuck area. I'll show you after we get these glued down. I'll show you when we're finished. I'll show you the prototype and how different it looks, or if it looks different at all. I don't know. You guys are going to have to tell me your thoughts. have some inserts, something new for this little tuck here. Let me show you the ones that you already know about. Whoop. So these two, this one is a photo mat, 4x6 photo mat. I didn't stamp it. You don't have to. I'm just going to put it down here. So you can put a 4x6 photo on both sides if you want to. I just inked them both up. They're both on card, or they're both, yes, they're both on cardstock. So this is a 4x6 photo mat, and then this is from the journaling spots set number 1. I printed this background page. Let me show you. The background page, oops. I printed the background page from the flip-flop ephemera. I've already cut them all out, but there's 2 of each size, I think. So the whole page was printed, and then I printed this page of tags over top just to give it something. I didn't ink the backs of these, but I did ink the back of the one I'm going to use. So I like the look of it. I like the, it's that page, my favorite page. Let me show you the whole, oh, here, I have a demonstration. I forgot I did that. Excuse me. So I printed this page first, this scripty page first from the flip-flop ephemera, and then I printed the tags over top. So these are both going to go in here. One's going to go, I need to be careful not to glue it in there. One's going to go in there like that, and then one's going to go in there like that. And then I have one more. And this is something new. As of the time of this recording, it's not available in my Etsy yet, but hopefully by the time you see this video, they will be available. And I hopefully would have made another video showing you the different options, I guess. So these are cabinet cards. This is just one of them. There are 4 designs. And again, I'll show you in another video all the different ones. These are like jumbo cabinet cards. Well, I don't know. Cabinet cards are kind of big anyway. So this is kind of a purple color. So I printed it onto white cardstock. And then I scored it in half and inked it on both sides. I thought about cutting this part out, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to use some embellishments from this paper collection, and I'm just going to embellish it just a little bit. But I just think these are darling. Again, there's going to be 4 different styles of cabinet cards, and they're going to be in different colors. Oh, I need to make sure I only glue. I don't want to glue the whole thing down. So there'll be different colors, which is neat. And I can't wait to show you. They're just not ready yet to be up in my shop. I'm going to tuck this one. So those are just little flowers from the ephemera pack. And I thought they looked really cute on there. So this is going to be the 3rd insert. And it's going to go back here like this. So when it's all closed up, that's what it looks like. But when you open that up, you've got this. Now let me get my prototype and show you the same page. It's going to be hard to show you here. So this is the same page as this, except I kind of just did with my X-Acto knife, just went through and made a slit to tuck things in. But I don't know. I think I like this way better. It does feel like a waste of paper, but I know that that sheet was going to be left over. And there's the cabinet card on that one. So it's the same thing. I just feel like this might be a little sturdier. So anyway, it's up to you. You do whichever way you like. It looks good either way. It looks the same. So okay, you guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for hanging out with me, sticking with me today. I don't know how many videos I'll have out with my voice like this. I do apologize. Hopefully it won't last too long. But let me know what you guys think. Be sure to give me a thumbs up if you're enjoying the album. And if these are ready by the time this video goes up, if the new cabinet cards are ready, I will add those to my collections list. I have a link down below. Also, I'm pinning it to the first comment, pinned comment under the video. It's a collections list. You hit that one link and all the printables that I'm using from my shop are in that list, so you can find it pretty easy. And if they're available by the time this video goes up, it'll be in that collections list. But okay, that's all I have, you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.